Hey everyone, welcome to your next episode of the Cooking NP. If you're looking for more recipes like this, please check out my YouTube channel, Everyday Low Carb Keto Cooking with Nichole, and also check out my Facebook page, The Cooking NP, where I've got all kinds of great information for you, not only for this recipe, but for others and for education and guidance on following a low carb or keto way of eating. So tonight we are going to make mini Big Mac meatloaves. So what is going to make it about that Big Mac is the sauce that we're going to put it on top. You know, the sauce that you get on a Big Mac from McDonald's. It's that super tasty dressing. But we're going to make little mini meatloaves and then put that dressing on the top. So what you're going to need is a pound of the ground beef, our seasonings of just some salt, some Italian seasoning, some ground pepper, and some garlic and herb. We have crushed pork rinds, so this is going to be our binder. This is a cup of pork, ground pork rinds, crushed them. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 egg, and then I have about 6 ounces of shredded cheese that we're going to put in between our layers of the meat. And then over here is our Big Mac sauce makings that we'll make up once the meatloaves are baking. So what we're gonna do is start out by combining our meat with our cup of crushed pork rinds and our 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and our 1 whole egg. And then you're going to want to season it all up here, and we're going to mush it all together with gloved hands, and then assemble it into our little muffin tin. So I have my muffin tin already prepped and ready to go over here. I've just sprayed out the individual spots with some olive oil. And what we're going to do is going to be kind of like a 2-part process so that the meatloaves are stuffed actually with the cheese in between. So they're going to be ooey and gooey goodness. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees and that's what we're going to put the muffins in for, and we'll bake them then for I don't know, about 20 minutes or so until they're cooked all the way through. And I'll clarify that time for you when we come back. So what we're going to do is just stir all of this together with our hands. Your hands are the best mixing tools that you could possibly use. No need to mix it. However, if you're a little squeamish about touching meat and that kind of thing, hence that's the reason why I use gloves, you can certainly put it into a stand mixer and use your stand mixer to combine it to, or a food processor, but I just find it's easier to combine it in this capacity. So we're just going to mix this all together. And what you want to have on standby is a food scale, a weighing scale, because you're going to want to evenly portion out the meat into the balls so that they're all going to be an even shape and size. And I'm hoping to get 12 meatloaves out of this recipe. So our meat is all well combined here. And so what I'm going to do is slip off my gloves, and we're going to get the food scale ready to go here. I just got mine at Walmart. Honestly, it was pretty darn cheap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little bowl here just so that the top of the weight of the scale doesn't get messy. So we put our little bowl on the top, and you want to zero out the scale so that the weight of the little bowl isn't considered. And what we're going to measure out is 1.3 ounces of meat. Boom, there we go. 1.3 ounces of meat. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to half that and press it down into the bottom of our muffin tin here. And then I'm going to take some cheese, again with another little bowl, and we're going to zero out this little bowl and measure out a 1/2 ounce of cheese. There we go. And we're going to put that down into the middle. And then we're going to put the rest of our meat on top. And we're just going to flatten this out into little mini loaves like such. So they're going to be basically little meat cupcakes kind of. So we just smush that down in there. And you're going to continue to assemble the rest of these little mini meatloaves as such throughout your 12 cups. You're going to put them in the oven and you're going to bake them at 350 degrees. Once we're done, then we will add our sauce on the top, but we'll bring you back for that step. We'll be back in a second. All right, so we've got all of our little mini loaves put together in the baking tin here. So there is a half of the meat put on the bottom, the cheese in the middle, and the other half of the meat on top, and then nicely packed on top of each other. So we're gonna slip it into the oven now at 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake these guys for 15 minutes. And then we'll take them out, and we're gonna add to it our Big Mac sauce, which we're gonna create right now in our little dish. So what you're gonna need for your Big Mac sauce is 1/4 of a cup of mayo, and then we're going to put in our tablespoon of vinegar. The recipe that inspired me to make this said white wine vinegar. I don't have white wine vinegar, so I'm using apple cider vinegar. You know, we just need that acid. And then we've got some dill pickle relish to go in here. If you don't have pickle relish, you can certainly use chopped up pickle. If you're a sweet pickle relish lover, you can certainly try it. I'm not a sweet pickle relish lover, so I'm going to just use our dill pickle. And then a tablespoon of some yellow mustard. And then you're gonna season it with some paprika and some pepper and some garlic powder, and stir it together. This will then sit and marinate while we're waiting for the little mini loaves to come out of the oven. And I'm going to use this whisk for the sake of it being a little easier to stir around here. And you just combine this all together and set it aside. You can set it aside in the refrigerator to kind of let it marinate and mingle its flavors together. And then when the meatloaves come out, you're gonna want to let those cool for about 5 minutes, 5 to 8, I would say, and then add your sauce. Because if you put it on immediately when it comes out of the oven, it's just going to melt essentially and get runny and run off of the meatloaf. So you want it to be able to set up on top of your meatloaves a little bit. So let the meatloaves cool, and then we'll put this on here. We'll bring you back for the finished product. All right, so the little mini meatloaves are out of the oven. They baked at 350 for 15 minutes, and we got these nice, and they've let them cool now for about 10 minutes. But we got the nice little burger patty, the little cheese in the middle, and then the burger patty on the bottom. And I have started to add the Big Mac sauce to the top. And let me tell you, this tastes amazing on top of these little burgers. And so just about a tablespoon on top of each of the little mini meatloaves, and you can make them as pretty as you would like them to be. And you're gonna serve them and serve them up nicely. You can serve them alongside some steamed broccoli or some asparagus or green beans, or heck, you could even make a little salad out of this with like some lettuce greens and put these on the top, cut it up into little pieces, and use this as your dressing. Ooh, good, let me tell you. So this recipe makes 12 servings, so each of the little mini meatloaves is a serving. It's 139 calories per meatloaf, 10.3 grams of fat, 0.8 grams of carbs, so almost no carbohydrate, and 10.2 grams of protein per little burger. So you can have a couple and it's not as big a deal. This is your sweet deal for tonight. I hope you all love it, and we'll talk to you soon.